my god, look up behind you. There's a murderous turducken behind you. Oh my god, take to stuff you to death. Oh my god, look at Saturday. Is there a day? I think it's a Saturday. Excuse me. Hello? I'm aware that I'm f***ing crazy. I'm aware. I'm aware. You know I eat rocks for breakfast. You know that. Why would I use milk for rock cereal? I use zebra semen. You know that as well. Very milky. Very milky. I gotta go. I'm doing a thing. No, you say goodbye. No, you say... Oh. Okay. I don't know what to do with my hands. Hi. Saturday. Spooky Saturday. Let's call it that. Spooktacular, spooky Saturday. Is that copyrighted? No, I didn't say skeletons. So what is going on with this intro, huh? Anyway, here's just a couple of vids for you guys. This is like the last remaining stuff from my backup page of like spooky content. That's not even really all that spooky, to be honest with you. It's really not even scary, so I don't even know what I'm it's addicting, I can't stop. This is like, I think it's somewhere between 4 videos to 2,800 videos in this compilation. I couldn't be bothered to count because I don't like you guys that much. Anyway, so pull your shit together, Mike. So this is the last of the compilation. I have no more content from like old content from TikTok anymore. It's all here on this YouTube channel now. So here's the deal. What I think I might do, I'm not going to do this every Saturday because I can't make content for every day of the week because that's a lot. But I think maybe twice a month, every Saturday. Well, not every Saturday because that would be more than twice a month, Mike. Idiot. Anyway, possibly 2 Saturdays a month. We'll do like a spooky Saturday. We'll all cover like I don't know, some kind of spooky, creepy, paranormal, something content, maybe cults. There's a cult video in this compilation. Haunted things, you know, the works, the things, and we'll just do it and we'll do it. And you're gonna like it. If you want. You don't have to like it. You can completely not like it and unsubscribe. Please don't. I'm relying on you to support myself. So, hey microphone, how you doing, baby? So, here are some videos for you to watch. Viewer discretion is advised. Hi, scarers. Let's talk about another cult. So today I thought we would talk about... Hi, guy! Hello? Okay. We're gonna talk about the Heaven's Gate cult. I can feel your hot breath on my neck. Your hot, dead breath. Wow, this is the most 80s thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm from the 80s. So Heaven's Gate was a religious movement, and it was founded in 1974 by Wackadoodle Betty Nettles and Marshall Applewhite. These two cuckoo-cuckoo wackadoos, they claim that they were witnesses of the revelation. It was described as Christian millenarianism and UFOlogy. Yeah, it's a UFO religion. Were you guys like the white trash version of Mulder and Scully or what? So one of their core beliefs was that you could transform yourself into an immortal alien. Okay. So I just got that. What the Okay, bye. Oh, thank God, a normal person. Betty Poofa Cuckoo, whatever the She died of cancer in 1985. And if we fast forward to 1996, we go to my old stomping grounds, kind of. The group would purchase a home in Rancho Santa Fe, California. It's in the San Diego area. It was a 9,200 foot square home. Try this on for size, huh? They actually paid rent every month in cash, $7,000. Oh, that's sweet alien money, huh? They also purchased alien abduction insurance. Okay, what the The policy covered abduction, impregnation, or death by aliens. It would pay $1 million per person. Can I get that like on Allstate or what? So, pictured here as the Hale-Bopp Comet. Now, Applewhite, who was still alive and running this whole shebang, he said that there was a UFO trailing the Hale-Bopp Comet. Yeah, And it was their only way to evacuate the Earth. Sounds like you just needed to evacuate your bowels, causing a lot of stress, I think. He said this was the closure to Heaven's Gate. And how do they board it and meet their makers? By unaliving themselves, yeah. They would do so by taking phenobarbital in applesauce and vodka. Beginning on March 22nd, 1997, they would unalive themselves in groups of 15, 15, and then 9. After the first group died, they would then clean that up, unalive themselves, and the next group, so on. They all dressed in the same clothing, black attire and Nikes, and put purple shawls over themselves, and plastic bags over their head. The bodies were discovered by a really pungent odor, and they got a video with this fucking creepy face. Yes, he died too that day. And then they were gone. Hello, scarerers! It's time for another episode. What am I doing? It's time for another episode of Yo, you hear that shit? Babies. Stressful, right? Well, if you're a parent, I'm sure you don't need the added stress of weird shit coming through your baby monitor. Let's take a look, well actually a listen, dumbass, to a few very creepy things that were actually heard through baby monitors. Nope. I don't know what it is about old-timey music, but if that shit's cranking through your baby monitor, just get rid of everything. The house, the baby, the monitor, all of it. Start anew. Is that creepy, or does that sound like a Charlie Brown teacher? Holy f***, Charlie Brown teachers were terrifying. That's a good old-fashioned demon for you. Or is that someone playing Galaga? Why is it sounds coming through a baby monitor just sound like someone's soul being ripped out of them by the Satan's butt crack? What? What? I don't know.
A tapping noise.
Did he say tapping or fapping? He had showed the room just before this, by the way. No one was in there. Sounds like someone's just like, hey, you in there? Can you hear me? Huh? I need a sandwich or a baba or something. Now, this last one is basically every parent's, probably, nightmare.
I'm your best friend. I'm Santa Claus. I'm Santa Claus. Don't you want to be my best friend?
Yeah, that's a horror story for most parents. I've worked at retailers where I had to sell baby monitors, and that's like the number one question people always ask. Do people hack the baby monitors? Well, yep. Now that one was actually a Ring camera, technically, but the same thing does happen with actual, like, baby monitors. Whether it's through Motorola, Summer, whatever. It's not common, but it can happen. And that's scary. Hello, scarerers! Let's start a new series on here called, Yo, you hear that shit? If you know ghosts, then you definitely know what an EVP is, right? What the is going on? Oh, for God's sakes, I'm possessed again. Anyway, EVP stands for Electronic Voice Phenomenon, when ghosts can talk to us through the sound waves. So I thought I would share some examples. Alright, so, oh Jesus.
Are you angry about what happened?
So that was from an episode of Ghost Hunters, like an OG episode. This was from a home that was very close to the Tate murder house. Yes, the Sharon Tate murder house, where Charles Manson, ordered the deaths of like 5 people there. Sounds like this little spirit is in distress, but it sounds like a child too. If you were to play back a recording that you made and you suddenly, maybe you're making a TikTok video, and you heard that audio, how would you react? What do you guys think of that particular audio? This next clip is also from an episode of Ghost Hunters, from an episode called The Princess and the EVP, where they would investigate Mount Washington Resort in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. Take a listen.
Princess, are you in here?
I could hear that crystal clear.
At one point, Jay says, "Princess, are you in the room?" And it sounds like she says, "Of course I'm in the room. Where are you?"
Princess, can you at least let us know you're in here? Can you say something? Can you say something?
She's like, "Of course I'm in here, bitch. Where are you? What do you mean? You're talking to me, aren't you?" She just seemed very irritated that they weren't responding to her. I don't know what it is about EVPs, but I find them to be more terrifying than, like, any visual evidence of ghosts. 'Cause how are they talking? I'm sure some naysayers are gonna be like, "You're a fool for believing this stuff." And you'd be right, so... Boom! Hello, scarerers! It's time for another episode of Lil Green Bitches. And this is a story I've never heard of. This one takes place in Florence, Italy. The date, October 27th, 1954. And this was back before God invented Crayola crayons and he didn't color us in yet. It's in the Bible, I swear. Pictured behind me is Stadio Artemio Franchi and the Fiorentina Football Club, and they were playing their rival, the Pistoiese. Thousands upon thousands of people, fans, were packed into the stadium. But right around halftime, something happened that the people inside that stadium would never forget. The fans went silent, and they looked to the sky, and they all collectively saw the exact same thing. They would describe it as something like a large, very large egg. At least that's the shape of it. And they were essentially floating very, very slowly, hovering above and around the stadium. I believe they saw a couple of them. The fans, they had never seen this before. None of them knew what the hell was going on. This is not an actual photo, this is just someone who superimposed these in. What was stranger was people would describe a glittery, silky substance falling from these unidentified flying objects. They said it sparkled like glitter. Now, in terms of the description of these things, people would differ. Some of the football players said they looked like Cuban cigars, and some of them said they were moving actually really fast, and then they just suddenly came to a stop. But everyone said they saw the same glittery, silky substance falling from the sky. It was landing all over the rooftops of buildings in the area. It was landing on the football field. It was landing on the fans, the spectators. Now, this is an actual photograph of the substance that fell from the sky. A lot of people describe it as being a very sticky substance. Mike, don't be a child. A lot of folks said it looked like spider webs. Now, the event in total lasted just a few minutes, and this substance began to disintegrate after a short time. Most of it. A local scientist ran up to a rooftop and collected a substance he called as like a light, fluffy wool substance. But it was sparkly, it was glittery, it was something he had never seen before. He tested this, and it contained boron, calcium, silicone, and magnesium. It was also not a radioactive substance. But even the material he collected disintegrated on its own, and now none remains. He described it as like angel hair pasta. Now, the substances in spiderwebs, they don't contain any of those elements. So, were these aliens in Italy? It's me, an alien Mario. I put the probe down your pipes. Hello, scarerers. It's time for another episode of Lil Green Bitches. Take me to your leader. Or to a cheesecake factory. I would enjoy that as well. Today's story takes us to Kecksburg, Pennsylvania. It's like a little tiny town. On December 9th, 1965, a fireball shot across the sky. Now, the fireball was seen across many states, Pennsylvania being one, Michigan another. It was also seen throughout Ontario, Canada. There were confirmed reports of grass fires and sonic booms, which meteors do make a sonic boom type sound. Now, the folk of Kecksburg, Pennsylvania said the fireball landed in the woods. Surrounded by blue smoke and vibrations, some of the locals went to take a peek. This is an illustration, this is not an actual photo. The people who saw it said it had a very odd shape, similar to that of an acorn, or the tip of something else. Huh? Now, the townspeople claimed that the military was there within moments. The U.S. Army had sealed off the entire area. They brought in scientists, allegedly. The next claim is that the military brought out something on a gurney. Was this something an alien? Bro, eat some meat. Jesus, I can play the xylophone on your goddamn ribs, am I right? Go back to where you came from. Ah, yes, that's very American of me. And then, like that, the military was gone. This weird unidentified object, also gone. This is an artistic rendering of what some of the people claim to have seen, with a military-style truck next to the acorn-shaped UFO. In 2005, NASA experts said they examined some of the metallic findings from that area of Kecksburg and claimed that it was just a Russian satellite, fragments. But then suddenly those reports and findings disappeared. Other reports said it was maybe a spy satellite from the Air Force. And then in recent NASA comments, then the whole Russian satellite thing wasn't really their findings. It's just a very weird story. Why was the military there roping off an area where this weird object was? Enough townspeople saw it to, I would say make it a valid thing. But I also believe wholeheartedly in aliens and UFOs. Now, oh, Jesus. God, that looks so weird. This is a styrofoam recreation of what they saw. Oh, put kids next to it, too. Oh, what was it?
Explain mysteries of our time, at least here in Arizona. Today marking 21 years since the Phoenix Lights first appeared in the sky. To this day, nobody really knows what they were or where they came from.
Hello, scarerers, huh? Let's start a new series called Lil Green Bitches. On the evening of March 13th, 1997, starting around 7:30 p.m. in Phoenix, Arizona, one of the greatest UFO mysteries of our time occurred. This bizarre mystery is now famously known as the Phoenix Lights. It was primarily observed in Arizona, but it was also seen in Nevada, and also briefly in Sonora, which is in Mexico. These were observed and recorded by thousands and thousands of people. These weren't just lights that just suddenly were there and were stationary. No, these lights were physically moving, and they never broke their pattern, which is this kind of V shape. Like the flying V from the Mighty Ducks? No, this one's got aliens and shit. What am I doing? In total, the Phoenix Lights traveled about 300 miles. In Arizona, it was seen as far down south as Tucson. It was described to be the size of a Boeing 747. And it even made a noise. But not like the of a plane. One person described the noise as the sound of rushing wind. Every person who witnessed it described the exact same thing. And every single photograph of it from this 300-mile span of area, they recorded the same exact thing. Like I said, they never broke formation. People who were skeptics who saw this, right? They were skeptical of the existence of aliens. Even they were like, I can't explain what this is. Thousands of people called the police Some people describe it as a cluster of stars that were moving. This is Phoenix, by the way. Pretty at night. The US military didn't take any kind of claim for this. So these are what some military flares would look like. The problem is they don't fall in a perfect formation and then stay in that formation. You know, if one gets caught by the wind, it's sort of going off path. So these couldn't have been the Phoenix lights. This is what a military plane would look like in the sky. And this is a photo of confirmed military planes flying in the sky. Again, they're sporadic. They don't always stay in that perfect formation. This is a weather balloon. This is a confirmed weather balloon in the sky. No weather balloons were released in Phoenix that night. Again, this has been confirmed. Some people saw a physical shape, and they drew it like this. Personally, I think it's a UFO. I think it's aliens. What do you think?